she's coming up with doctrines of devil, right? Let's read it. This is the book of Revelation. The same thing that she's talking about over there. Shalawam King, Shalawam, all praise to the Most High. Revelation 17 and verses 1. Let's read it. Let's just address it. Because these people, they lie. You know, she's a liar.
I was
right?
so shocked to see a picture, and she was her niece and her assistant lawyer or whoever, Mina Harris or someone, and then they posted in the Twitter post, and that post was explained in Israelites Jewish site, explaining her name, what Kamala Devi means, what Harris means.
I'm gonna roll the video down a little bit. Watch this. So I'm gonna roll it down a little bit. Let's see what she got to say. Bear with me. So let the freaking YouTube app go, right? So, you know, let's see. So we're gonna read it. So, because Isaiah 47.
God took me out of the pit of the deception, a religion called Hindu. I'm not here against.
So she said that God took her. I'm gonna pause on that. Watch this. He said, this is the book of Revelation chapter 17 and verses 1. Because he's not talking about, Isaiah 47 is not talking about one individual. It's a city. It's a city or a country, a region, a landmass, right? He said, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great hall. So the great hall, right? To her, she's saying just one woman. No, it's a nation, okay? Of the great hall, okay? That sitteth upon many waters, okay? That sit upon many waters. Now, when you read the word water right here, some people, they think, you know what? It's talking about water. No, it's talking about the nation. Because guess what? When you continue reading, watch this, I'll show you. I'm going to read it. I'm going to jump to right here, right? This is the book of Revelation, right? Chapter 17 still. And let's read from verses 8. He say, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. So he's talking about nation. It's the Edomite. They later stole the land of Rome and called themselves Roman, right? And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, right? So we wonder after Esau. Most people, not only the Israel, not only the so-called blacks, Latino. Listen, the majority of all the nation, when they see Esau, they wonder after them. They're looking at Edom, they're great, they're smart, they think they got power. You know, they got the atomic bomb, they got nuclear bomb, they got muscle. You know, they make this, people wonder after them. People were kind of amazed when they look at Edom. They're like, oh, this is tight. What did he say? And go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose name were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold, right? When they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is, right? Let's continue. He say, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The seven hair are seven mountains, right? On which the woman sitteth, right? And there are seven kings, five are fallen. So when you continue, when you read, what is he saying, telling the Most High? Saying the Most High is giving the detail of the seven horns. Because when you look at Rome, it branch out. Later it fall into two. We got one Rome that was set up in Turkey, Istanbul, and you got the other one that was in Italy, Rome, literally. So after that, guess what? They see fall more into apart, because the Most High used the Ottoman Turk to attack them, right? They got scattered, they got kind of spread, divided. Then they turned themselves into British. They become, I'll say British, French, okay, and I'll say Russia, all these things, right? So it's and there are seven kings, so seven kingdoms, seven countries, five are fallen, and one is, and other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, right? And is of the seven, and goeth into perdition, right? And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. We have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So literally Esau, he allowed this country to rule, this country to be this, to be that. Because if you take a look at the European Union today, back in those days, Europe mainly was known because of who? Because of Italy, Spain, and England. That's it. Those were the main three countries. Okay, England, Spain, and Italy. Right? So later on, when Babylon took power from them, when America, when they become so-called, I'll say independent, or they say they're getting independent or whatsoever, guess what? What happened? They put down Spain, Italy, and England. Because today, what country is the most mighty country on the earth today? Is the United States of America. So let's go over here. So watch this. He say, with whom the king of the earth, I'm going to read it again. He say, sit upon many waters. So the many waters right here are the nation. So when you take a look at America, America rule over all the nation. Whether some people don't believe it. But America, that's the most mighty power on the whole earth. Listen, if they want today, people don't believe it, but if the USA want today, they can go to war with any country they want. Whether it be true or like, it doesn't matter. They can get up and go to war against Nigeria. They can do it, and nobody can stop them. Except for the Most High. Okay? Only the Most High can stop them. The Chinese can't do anything about it. The Russian can't do anything about it. The French can't do anything about it. They can't. No one can do unless except for the Most High. Right? So they rule over everybody. It's America. Right? Kamala Harris, individually, she can rule over anybody. Okay? Right? Let's see. He said, seated upon many waters. Let's jump here. This is the book of Revelation chapter 17 and verses 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse seated, like he told her in verses 1, where the horse seated, was where the Edomite. So the horse right here is the nation of Esau, is the Edomite. They're sitting in America, right? Let's see. Peoples is in plural, peoples. And multitudes is a people, multitude, because here in America you see East Indian, Pakistani, Afghan, you got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, you got Simeon, you got Japanese, you got South Korean, you got North Korea, you got Russian. Listen, the list goes on and on. You get a point, right? Watch this. He say, our people are multitudes in nations in tongues. You see? Because just America is called also a melting pot, right? America is called a melting pot. Why? Because you got all the nation. They want to come and live here. Right? And on top of that, America rule over the whole world. They dictate to the world what needs to be done. That's why they have something called the United Nations, where the headquarters of the United Nations is where? Is in America. So all these nations, they got to fly and come here. All these countries, they got to come here. Right? So we know here, it's not literally talking about like a single woman being a Babylon. No. Come on, don't say that, please. He said, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman. So a woman is referring to a nation. Esau is Esau. Is Esau. Is the fourth beast. Is the fourth beast. How do we know? Let's continue reading. Watch this. Watch this. He said, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of name of blasphemy, having 7 head and 10 horns. 7 head and 10 horns. So we'll pause right there, right? It says 7 head and 10 horns. It's just referring to those country, those 7 country or 7, I'll say region that was set up after the fall of the Roman Empire. Okay, 7 of them. And later they became France, Germany, things like that. Let's go in the book of Daniel chapter 7. It's the 4th beast. The 4th beast was the nation of Esau, Edom, the Caucasian, right? They'll be the one to be ruling the earth. As of today, they're ruling the whole world, right? Now, who's ruling America? Esau, Edom. They're the one. Where did they come from? They came from England, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Germany, France, and the list goes on and on. That's where they came from, right? Let's go right here in the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 7. Let's go to Daniel chapter 7, right? Let's go right here in the book of Daniel chapter 7, because we got to understand, right? He said the beast. He said a beast, right? Is a 4th beast. Is a 4th beast. Let's prove it. This is the book of Daniel chapter 7, right? And let's read. Let me just read from the 4th beast, right? This is Daniel chapter 7 and verses 14. And there was given him dominion and glory. Okay, so here it's talking about what? The 4th beast. Okay, the 4th beast. The 4th beast. Okay, the 4th beast is powerful, right? Because when you go a little bit up, let's read right here, the 4th beast. This is the book of Daniel 77. He said, after this, I saw in the night vision, and behold, a 4th beast. So let's keep in mind, the 4th beast. Let's see. The 4th nation is Esau. Someone might be doubting. Let's see. He said, and behold, the fourth beast, dreadful and terrible. That's why you see Esau, the way they operate. They're terrible and dreadful. They drop bomb on people like nothing. They'll shoot you. They'll use the dog to hunt you and kill you to death. They slaughter the native Indian. They did all this. They don't care, right? He said, and terrible and strong, exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devour and break in pieces. Who? Esau. It devour and break in pieces. Okay? And stem the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse. So they're saying the Edomite kingdom, the Roman Empire, later today known as the French, the British, the Greeks, the Russian, okay, the American, the Canadian, the Australian, New Zealand, they're the one ruling all those is Esau. Okay, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. There were 4 beasts before. There were 3 beasts before them. There were 3 beasts before the Edomite took over the power. Before they took power, you got what? The Babylonian, right? Under Nebuchadnezzar. It started with Nebuchadnezzar, and then you got the Mid-Persian, right? With Cyrus the Great, and then from Cyrus the Great, from the Mid-Persian, the 3rd beast was what? The Greeks. The Greeks under what? Alexander the Great. So keep in mind, right? He said it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns. You see? It had 10 horns. 10 horns. You see that? Branches. 10, literally, big, mighty country. 10 horns. Okay? It's 10 horns. He said, I consider the horn, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, which is America, Babylon the Great. Another little horn is a little horn that came up from the other 10. So he's making it like 11 horn, pretty much, right? It's a another little horn before whom there were 3 of the first horn plucked up by the root. 3 were plucked up by the root. What is he saying? 3 plucked up. But like I told you, in the beginning, until the USA became independent, or they became power mighty, Babylon, there was 3 countries that were mighty. You got England, you got Rome, which is Italy, and you got Spain. Because if you take a look at the history of the United States of America, of the whole world, the main country or the main people that conquer are who? Is who? The British mainly, right? You got the Spaniard from Spain, okay? And then you got the Italian. And then after them, you got who? The French, the Portuguese, and the list goes on. The main language that are spoken in the world today mainly is what? English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. Okay? We all understand that, right? So he said, this horn were, he said, behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. You see that? Okay, so let's keep in mind. So that's the 4th beast. The 4th beast, mighty, diverse from all the other, from the Greeks, the Roman, things like that, right? Let's continue right here. Let's jump to verses 17. So Daniel 7:17. He said, these great beasts, which are 4 kings. Now, when you read kings, it's not literally talking about king. It's talking about kingdom. Okay, 4 different countries or 4 different nations. Keep in mind, he said, these great beasts, which are 4 kings, which shall arise out of the earth. So he's talking about nation. They're going to rise out of the earth. You got the Greeks, the Mid-Persian, the Babylonian, and then you got the Edomite. Okay? He said, but the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, okay, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever and ever. Amen, hallelujah. Verse 19. He said, then will I know the truth of the 4th beast, because the 4th beast is diverse and dreadful, right? Which was diverse from all the others. You see? Exceeding dreadful. He said exceeding dreadful. You see that? Whose teeth were of iron, and his nail of brass nail. Why? Because the eagle, that's why the United States of America symbol or emblem is what? Is the eagle. Okay? Is the eagle. The Russian, Asian Greek, Asian, I'll say England, they used to have eagle as the emblem. The Asian Spain, Asian Italy, the eagle was the symbol, right, of governance or power. Germany, eagle is the word. Take a look at the government flag. You see 2 eagles. Russia is always the eagle. Because that's what the Most High allotted them. That's what the Most High gave them, right? He said, He say, and his nail of brass, okay, the nail, he said, which devour, break in pieces, Esau, Edom, the Roman Empire, and stamped the residue with his feet. You see, with feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, so the 10 countries that came up from the Roman Empire, from the Edomite, from the so-called Caucasian or white people, mainly, okay, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom three fell, Rome, the Italian, the Spaniard, and the British. Three fell, even of that horn that had eye, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellow. You say America, the Edomite in America, they're more stout than the other Edomite that are in England, Spain, France, Germany, Russia. They say they're more stout, they're more wicked. He said, the Edomite here in America, they're more wicked, they're more evil. That's why they hate the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian, right? And that's why they hunt our people down with dogs. That's why they slaughter the Native Indian. That's why they continue to kill us on the high number, do all type of wickedness, right? Watch it. He said, whose looks was more stout than his fellow. He's more wicked. America is Babylon, right? He said, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the same horn. America is at war with the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. It's just that our people don't understand. All the agenda, all the political agenda, whatsoever they're doing right now today, this is Jacob trouble. Jeremiah 13:7. This is Jacob. All this is about the destruction of the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian. But our people don't understand. They caught them into politics, the lie, the TV, all this doctrine of devil, things like that. You say, well, and I beheld, and the same horn, America, okay, Babylon the Great, okay, Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, made war with the saints and prevailed against them, right? They prevail today. They prevail today. Today they're ruling over us. They're oppressing and throwing us in a jail, right? Until the Ancient of Days, the Most High, okay, came and judgment was given to the saints. So judgment will be given to the Israelite, to the prophets of the Most High, the servant, the minister, the apostle, etc., right? And judgment was given to the saint of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Today we don't possess the kingdom because of iniquity, because of sin. Right? We sin against the Most High. We've done amiss, wickedly. Right? So, here, that's how you got to link it together. The Babylon, right? The woman is called Babylon. The woman. The land. America is that virgin. Let's go to Psalm 137. Let's go to Psalm 137. Psalm 137. Let's go over there. This is the book of Psalm 137. Let's go over there. This is the book of Psalm. Chapter 137, because a lot of people don't understand. Who is ruling America? Who? Is it the Chinese? Is it the Japanese? Is it the so-called black people? Are we the one ruling America? Is it the Latino that are running America? No. Let's see who is running America. That's how you know. These people, they don't understand the Bible. Right? They don't understand the Bible. Okay? They do not understand the Bible. Right? So we're going to prove it. Let's see. This is a book of Psalm. Because Isaiah 47, verse 1, still this one, same thing. Let's read it. Because I just say that the fourth beast, the beast in the book of Isaiah chapter 47, the beast in the book of Daniel chapter 7, Revelation chapter 17 and Revelation chapter 18 is literally talking about the nation of Esau, Edom. Okay? And we can go even a little bit before that. We can bring it and prove the same thing. So let's stay here. Psalm 137 and verse 7. It says, remember, O Lord, this is curses upon Edom and Babylon. Okay? The subtitle of this is curses upon Edom and Babylon. This is how you know that the new Babylon is talking about is who? The Edomite. Okay? Bear with me, right? So let's read it. It's curses, right? Curses upon Edom and Babylon. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. Okay, in the day of Jerusalem. Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon. Who? Really? I thought it was Kamala Harris. What did he say? He said, O daughter of Babylon. So Esau is the daughter of Babylon, of confusion, weakness. So wheresoever they're going to live, It's always going to be confusion. It doesn't matter. Wheresoever this Edom is going to live, there's always going to be Babylon. There's always going to be confusion. Look at America. It's confusion all over the place. You don't know who is who. You don't know who is the woman and who is the man. You don't know who is the father and who is the children. Okay? You don't know who is, like, what is blue and what's, you don't know. There's confusion all over the place. Right? There's no respect. It's all weakness. Because this country, this Edomite living here in this country, they're pushing for weakness. Idolatry. For all type of, look, read this, man. This is too heavy. It said, oh, daughter of Babylon. Oh, daughter. Because here, the message was literally addressing to Edom. In the beginning, that's what we read. It said, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, okay, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Oh, daughter of Babylon, who had to be destroyed. So the Edom had to be destroyed. Not only America, okay, not only America, whatsoever they be living, they be ruling, they're all going to be destroyed. That's the Most High, that's the Most High. Right? He said, oh, daughter of Babylon. So Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Because they're doing confusion. Right? He said, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Okay? Happy is the Most High. The Most High is the one that's going to reward Esau, the daughter of Babylon. Happy. Because Edom, Esau is a nation. Idumea, Bosra. Okay? He said, happy shall he be, the Most High, that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. How did they serve us? Slavery, weakness, oppression. They turned the woman against the black man. Okay, the Latino woman, they turned her against the Latino man. The Native Indian woman, they turned her against the Native Indian man. And confusion in all the place. They turn the children against the parent. The parent cannot correct the children. They call the police, they call 911. Okay, you can't rebuke your children. You can't correct your children according to the word of the Most High. And the next thing you notice, your children or your son, your daughter goes out and still do something, and the same government throw your child or your child into the jail. They throw your children into the jail. But they told you don't educate them. Leave them alone. Let them do whatever they want to do. So if you tell me to leave them alone, do whatsoever they want to do, why are you throwing them in the jail? Let them continue to steal. You see the confusion? You see? That's what this is Babylon, man. This is the land of confusion. He said, happy shall he be that taken and dashed thy lead one against the stone. That's what they did to the Native Indian, to the so-called black and Latino. That's what they done to our children. So Babylon the Great is literally, is America, is the Edomite. Mainly here in Babylon the Great. Let's go back over there. Let's go to Revelation. And I'm going to prove it. This is the book of Revelation chapter 18, right? Right? Bear with me, right? Right? Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is my Facebook's acting up, man. My Facebook's acting up. Right? Bear with me. Because when Esau see that you're bringing out the truth, they're trying to do everything to cut you out. That's what they do. So, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 18. Right? And after these things, 18:1, and after this thing, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is falling. America is the greatest country on the earth. America is not England anymore. Before it used to be England. Before it used to be Spain. You know, we understand Spain. There used to be mighty things like that. But since 1747, right? Or is that 1477 or 1777? No more, buddy. No more England. England finished. No more Spain. Spain finished. That's why Spain, the economy is all jacked up. They don't have nothing in Spain and Italy. They don't have anything. They're looking for food actually, right? So he said, and after this thing, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great fallen, is become the habitation of devils. You see? So America is a habitation of devils. So if you can be homosexual in your country, you come to America, you can do it. If you can be a drug dealer somewhere in your country, you come here, you can do it. This is the land of confusion. Let's see. It He said the habitation of devils. So there is a lot of devils living in America. It's just that people don't see, they don't understand. And the whole of every foul spirit, you're looking for weakness, you come here in America, you'll find it. You can buy weakness in America. They sell it. They sell it everywhere. On the TV, on the street, on the highway, they sell weakness. You can see. Turn on the news, you see. Right? And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now when you read it, you think he's talking about literally bird. No, he's talking about men and women. They can't do weakness. You see, for example, look at a woman, right? They used to wear long dresses. Now, what do they wear? They all wear pants. Tight pants showing everything. You know, that's what you see. Look at the Arabs woman. The Arab women back in the country, they used to wear long dresses, super long. And they wrap their head, they cover their head. Once they come to America, guess what? The dress is gone. They'll wear the dress like 2 days. Then you see pant underneath. The next thing you notice, 6 months later, the pant is gone. The dress is gone. You only see the pen, right? It's like yesterday, I saw this Arab, right? He was eating chicken bake. Chicken bake has pork. Chicken bake, it has pork. I'm looking at that. Because they're all living in Babylon, you see. You know, Facebook, man, doing everything. They want to cut me out. My internet is good, but Facebook trying to cut me out, right? Bear with me, brother and sister. Facebook trying to cut me off, right? Telling me to resume, telling me like to stop, you know. So I saw Arab boy yesterday, he was eating chicken bake. Chicken bake has pepperoni. It has pork in it. They just call it chicken bake and you think it's chicken. No, it has pepperoni. It got pepperoni, it got pork. But people just don't know. People just don't know it. Right? Keep in mind. So they learn. Look at the Korean. Okay? Look at the Japanese woman. They used to wear long dresses. The women, long garments. They come to America, they're all wearing pants. The Vietnamese, and the list goes on and on. Afghanistani, East Indian women, they used to wear long dresses. And they cover themselves. Today, guess what? Once they come to America, they start wearing pants. You see that? They want to live as America. You see what I'm saying? They want to live as America. Right? Let's continue. He said, for all nation, for all nation, okay, for all nation have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All the nation. Not only one nation, all the 19 nations or 18, everybody. They bow down to Esau, to America, right? He said, and the kings of the earth, all the country, all the president, okay, of the earth have committed fornication with her, with America, okay? And the merchants of the earth are was rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Look, listen, go check it out. The country that consume more wine, oil, fine flour, gold, silver, wood is America. You can't beat it. Right? The country number 2 that consume more pig or pork in this world is America. The first is China. After China is America. Right? So we understand she's lying. She's lying, saying that no, it's not that woman. It's talking about America. She doesn't have the God to come out and bring it out like the way we're doing it. No, because she's paid. She's paid, so she's lying. He's saying, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of heaven, my people. So the Israelite, you see. So this message in Revelation 17, 18, in the book of Isaiah, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, is all referring to the Israelite to do not follow the way of America. Don't follow the way of Esau, Edom, because they're the border of weakness. Malachi chapter 1 and verses 1 all the way down through 6. They are the border of weakness. We should not be following their way. If the women want to do their own weakness, let them do it. But our women should be following. Our son, our men should be following the weakness of Esau, Edom. We are set apart people. We are a royal priesthood, a holy nation. Right? We got to keep that in mind. He said that ye be not partaker of her sin. So we got to come out. They celebrate President Day. We can't celebrate President Day. They celebrate wicked pagan Valentine's Day. We don't celebrate that. Right? We don't follow that. They celebrate Mother Day. We don't celebrate Mother Day. Okay? We got to be separate. We don't want to be partaker of the sins. That ye receive not of her plagues. Because if we partaker, then some of our house, we're going to die here. We're going to get burned. We're going to get destroyed. The Most High smoke us when he burned America. Right? He said, that ye receive not of her plague, for her sins have reached unto heaven. So, it's the sin of America. Of Esau, Edom, that is running America. Who is running America? So, Edom is the fourth beast. Right? And Yahweh and Yahweh had remembered her iniquity. So he's talking about America and the rest of the other Edomite. Okay, so let's continue. We'll play her video and listen to her lives. Let's see what she got to say. She want to get into some other doctrine. Why?
Trump loves Hindus. Jesus died for.
So you say Trump loves Hindu. You see that? You see the confusion she's bringing? So misdoctrine. He's talking about Christianity. She's talking about Hindu. He said Jesus Christ. He said Trump loves Hindu. We don't care about that. Okay, they are meant to be wicked. Israel is meant to be wicked. Point blank. Period. I don't care. Okay. Now she said Jesus died of Hindu or die of Hindu. So Jesus is gonna save Hindu. Is that what she's saying? Hold on.
Hindus.
Hold on.
Their devotion, their love for God is true. But they are not.
Let's go back later.
This means destruction, hates, and hates.
Watch this.
Kamala Devi means Jezebel, Kali. This morning,
Wickedness.
a lady who got delivered from the Jezebel attack, she sent the message. There was a wording that came in her. There was the wording that came in her prayer time.
No,
And she's sending the text saying that, hallelujah, the Kashi, Gali, or whatever, there are so many labels in there.
She's lying.
Kali.
That's how they open. These are pastors. These are your Christian pastors.
See, I am. God took me out of the pit of the deception, a religion called Hindu.
Good for you.
I'm not here against Hindu. Trump loves Hindus.
Okay, listen. She said she's not here against Hindu. She's lying. That means you say Hindu. Okay, the Bible is against Hindu. Okay, the Bible is against Hindu. Let's prove it. Let's prove it. Okay, let's go to 1 John. Let's go to 1 John. Okay, actually, I'm gonna use the other Bible. Let's prove it. The Bible. Listen, you can serve two masters. Okay, you cannot serve two masters. Okay, the Mosai, the Bible is entirely solely against Hindu, fully. Okay, if you repent, you come out from it, all praise to the Mosai. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the John. What? You see, that's Christianity right there, man. Let's read it. Okay, this is what John has to say. Okay, let's read it. Because Hindu is antichrist. Okay, Hinduism is antichrist. Let's read it. Okay. So, because it's important that we do understand. It is important that we understand what we read. She said she's not against Hindu, but the Bible is against Hindu. The Bible never teach anything about Hindu. The Bible never told us to follow Hinduism or things like that. No, man. Let's read it. This, the third epistle of John. Third epistle of John. Okay? We'll read from verses 10. He said, wherefore, if I come, I'll remember his deed which he does, prating against us with malicious word, and not content therewith. Neither does he himself receive the brethren, and forbid them that would, and cast them out of the church. So there was some issue that was going with Diotrephes, people that were going against the work of the Moses, as she's doing. It's the same thing, right? Let's continue.